Many people treat writing as a way to record thinking. In practice, writing is often how thinking becomes clear in the first place. Welcome to Learning Reframed, Education Without the Noise. I'm Dr. Ken Feldman, and today's podcast looks at how learning actually works. Inside real constraints, without the hype, without the shortcuts, or unnecessary complexity. Writing is commonly framed as a communication skill. The focus is on clarity, correctness, and audience. Those do matter, but they miss a more important function. Writing is a cognitive tool. When ideas remain internal, they're often vague and overconfident. Writing forces precision. It exposes gaps, contradictions, and weak connections that are easy to overlook though alone. This is why people often feel less certain once they begin to write that uncertainty isn't a failure, it's feedback. Another misconception is that good writing requires fully formed ideas before starting. But in reality, writing is often how ideas take shape. Waiting for clarity before writing delays learning. Writing early, even imperfectly, creates a surface to work on, to edit, to improve. This is especially important for complex thinking. Complex ideas strain working memory. Writing externalizes thought, freeing attention to evaluate relationships rather than hold fragments in mind. That's why outlining, drafting, and revising are not separate from thinking. They are, in fact, thinking. There's also a difference between writing to display understanding and writing to develop it. When writing is treated as a performance, people focus on sounding competent. They avoid uncertainty and over-edit early drafts. The results are polished work, but shallow. When writing is treated as inquiry, uncertainty is allowed. Questions remain visible. Ideas evolve across drafts and multiple ideas. The second approach leads to stronger thinking, even if it feels less efficient at first. Another barrier is fluency. People often assume that struggling to write means they don't understand. In many cases, in fact, that is the opposite. Struggle indicates the ideas are being tested rather than copied. Fluent writing can sometimes mask unexamined thinking. So what actually helps? First, separate drafting from editing. Mixing them slows both thinking and writing. Second, write smaller than you think you need to. Short paragraphs often clarify more precisely than long explanations. Third, use writing to ask questions, not just answer them. Questions reveal structure and improve learning. Finally, revisit writing after time has passed. Give a pause. Let it mellow. Let it resonate. Distance creates judgment. Writing doesn't express thinking, it shapes it. If thinking feels stalled, writing is often the missing step. Not to finalize ideas, but to let them form. You've been listening to Learning Reframed. If today's episode resonated with you, follow the podcast on your favorite platform and give us a like on YouTube. But more importantly, share this episode with someone who you feel might find it helpful. I'm Ken Feldman, and thank you for listening to Learning Reframed, and we'll see you next time.